Oh,
Careful,
great.
don't.
Go! Fantastic.
Please don't be too enthusiastic.
Yeah, I just read the next message, and the next line says, like, cooking. And, yeah, that's what we call a lost cause.
And so we will be missing one Rowan and one Jose for today.
Okay.
What fun.
What fun
What fun, what
indeed.
fun.
God, I didn't know that the title that I've chosen for today is this fitting. What in the... Oh God. Oh, boy.
What?
I think the Dice Towers have forgotten how gravity works.
Just a bit.
Oh my goodness! I just noticed the title of. Really?
Well, you can't tell me that it's not fitting, both in-game and out of game.
It's fitting, but still.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not know that the IRL happenstance would fit so perfectly. I was just thinking of our party members being separated through the portal. Also,
All right.
okay, that's perfect.
So I believe if we are here without further ado, we get into tonight's session or today's session, depending upon where you are in the world. On today's session of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, Dungeons
Careful,
and
don't
Dragons.
don't everybody lose their cool over the energetic idea of D&D at once, please. You might make the DM feel actually like he might be doing something.
I mean,
So,
you are.
I was about to say something, I don't want to do it.
all right. So we have obviously missing Bard number 1, so we're going with French horns. God damn it, Hope. All right.
Oh boy.
So this is already off to a great start. Beth, at least tell me you're there. Are you muted?
Nope, they are not
Beth
muted.
isn't there either.
I-
God damn it.
Oh my god.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm just my head hurts. I'm here though.
Oh,
Oh, Beth
Topaz,
reconnected.
are you there?
Beth,
Oh.
is your mic muted like your actual mic?
Why do I feel like 80% of this campaign is just waiting for one of you two to respond?
I don't know.
Oh
Uh, is your actual like IRL mic muted?
no. No, it isn't.
What,
well,
Dad?
we can't hear you.
Yeah, they're trying. I guess
yeah,
rejoining,
yeah.
checking their mic settings and stuff.
No, when that happens, she needs to reset her PC sometimes.
God damn it.
Hello.
That's
Oh,
somebody
you
else.
turned green for a second. Their icon lit up for a moment, but they're not there.
Hello?
Beth, there you go.
Oh, there we go. We hear you. We heard you
What
there.
the heck? That is very odd. Am I too loud?
No, you're
Nope.
good.
You're fine, but
You're never too loud, you're always too quiet.
Well,
Yeah.
no, because yesterday my mic peaked for a bunch of people, and they had to lower me.
that is weird.
So I don't know what happened.
Might be that your mic's going through some stuff.
You'll be happy to know that there is no there'll be no background noise. I think
Hey, hooray!
the
And as
song
No,
far as I know-
no comedically timed. in the background?
No! Not the saw!
Alright. So, I believe, since we have them here, we do have our honest-to-God captain. We have our good French horns. We have our glow stick. Or the glow stick maker, sorry. I heard a sigh. That means you acknowledge.
Embrace the glow stick.
At
No,
least
make-
he's not
You
calling
make
you
glow
mean.
sticks.
I giveth and I can yoinketh away.
Embrace.
You're a
That's
glow
my
stick.
job.
It's okay.
We then have our Way of the Drunken Fist,
Good evening.
and we also have our lovely, lovely finger-taking tiefling.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, wait. What's that?
I'm deciding
I'm
whether
sorry.
or not to mute near him for the session or to ban him. I
I'm
can't
very sorry.
decide which.
I had to do it.
I can't decide which.
Banana?
Banana.
Pardon me.
I can hear the tea kettle going off.
Also, Narum, yeah, that was for Dream.
Was it?
He was roll calling Dream, not you.
Am I? God, I am.
You're not a finger taker. You're a
Well,
finger
not yet.
eater.
You're
Not
not a
yet.
boob taker, you're a boob taker.
Oh my god.
Oh God!
I am very sorry.
All right. Theron, the next thing, not Theron, Zoram, the next thing you say, I'm not legible for what's going to happen to you.
Couldn't tell if that was nervous laughter or excited laughter.
And then last, but certainly not least, we have our hungry, hungry dragonborn.
Now it's my turn, I guess.
Yes, now it's your turn.
Oh.
Now. All right.
You failed so bad.
That's recorded. And it's good.
It's permanently on the internet.
It will be. I'm not cutting this.
Oh no.
So make sure to mind your manners and your mouths.
Aw.
Well,
Okay,
I
not
can
so
mute...
much, but
Sorry. I can mute stuff if it really gets like bad. But I won't cut stupid
no,
shit
I
either.
understand that. I'm just simply saying it's sometimes it's best to just mind your manners a bit and then swear when needed to.
And Narum had a Disney Plus commercial before I could enter the stream.
Really? Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Come on.
Disney
As if they didn't have enough.
Hi, welcome to this session. It's all happy. No, it's not.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the session. Here's a Disney Plus commercial.
Welcome to
By
Today
the
We
way,
Meet Two Beholders.
We just committed mass murder.
Welcome
We?
to the bone zone.
You mean like 3 people? The others couldn't do shit.
All right.
That's what we get for fighting in hallways.
So as we rein ourselves back in today's session of D&D, where our intrepid adventuring party last left off, finding themselves down below into the depths of the city, into the bowels of the sewers. After taking a couple of jobs here and there, clearing out what seemed to be a blockage and some other nasty creatures that lurked beneath, finding what seemed to be a small rock that seemed to pulse and vibrate with a strange light and vibration. After Zoram taking it about himself to go and make sure this rock was no longer beneath the city and take it above ground to him with the local tavern that they had been staying. After what seemed to be two armored figures in a spiked and pitch black armor seemed to appear out of a void cloud of darkness. After leaving, and seemingly confused as they were in the entrance, the two vanished. As the party would go through and try to find something that would relate to these two figures they had seen previously, they followed into what seemed to be a broken sewer head, opening the grate and following it. After finding below what seemed to be a small box that seemed to almost have an etching and a mural into it, that of a graveyard, with each stone head being what seemed to be a corrupted cow's skull, with two huge bowl-like horns that seemed to grow thorns and other bone-like protrusions. Upon activating some sort of switch, opening a secret door, leading them into a small cult-like room, which seemed to be an entrance into another almost ritualistic chamber. My English is hard today, my apologies. After finding what seemed to be about 10 bodies stapled to the ground via neck and chained wrists, finding marked runes that seemed to have been grafted into the skin. Upon staying for moments longer, those finding in the main ritual chamber a large mound of fur. Upon realizing it being a knoll, being carved with some of the same runes they had seen previously, they had found themselves almost at wits in combat, as a seemed to be necromancer and two of his aides came through a almost secret door hidden behind. Upon exiting, a small battle ensuing as both the party from both ends, those in the ritual and those at the back end of the entrance hall, fighting off what seemed to be cultists from both sides. Our party slowly but eventually coming out victorious after chasing down the necromancer upon his withdrawal back through the small door that he had came out through. As we pick up, the party of Clyde and Vullis are currently split on the other side of the doorway, as the other side of the party is currently getting themselves just, shall we say, through the pockets of the dead. And that is where we will pick up. As our party is currently finding themselves down below and separated by some sort of magical field.
So the door is currently closed, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is closed.
Can I go over and see about if I can locate anything like giving it away, like any way of opening it or things like that?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay, so 18 plus my Arcana. It's
being dumb. It's being big dumb right now, not loading in the number. Someone else do something while this is loading, because it's being big dumb.
Demanding today, aren't we?
I just want things to move.
Would anyone else like to do anything as Zoram is currently working his way through collecting bits of what he can through information that the door offers?
Can I search to see if any of the bodies have gold?
You may. Go ahead and make a investigation check for me.
Oh god, I dropped my die. Let's
Okay, so it finally loaded. That's a 25.
got +1 in that. Ha! 10.
10. You find about 3 gold pieces on most of the bodies. And that's cumulative, so they don't really seem to be all that rich. You do find about 80 silver pieces, though.
3 gold pieces altogether. 70
And 80 silver.
80. Thank you. Oh yeah, I have a grappling hook.
I wonder if I can repair that.
Alright, so Clyde, you and Volus, now on the other side of this doorway,
Mm-hmm.
finally dealing with this necromancer or even mage that seemed to have tried to run away from him after hitting him with a candle, a spell, and yet another spell. We have you and Volus. What would you like to do?
Clyde's gonna go. Is the necromancer still alive?
No, he's dead. He's very
Okay.
dead.
Vola shot him through the head with a fire scorching ray.
I guess I'll search the body.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 1 second. I have my sheet up. It's just my computer's being slow.
All right. So, as that's going on and your computer's loading, we'll go ahead and get this out of the way for Zoram. Zoram, you going over the door, it is very intricately carved into the wall. As you look over it, there are a couple of magical runes that outline this etching of the door frame. And you've never seen this magic before. And as you try and learn further into it, it seems to be something beyond your spell casting ability. As in translation, this spell is a bit higher than what you can practice.
So, but I'm assuming from what I'm gathering, then this the door requires a actual spell to open it.
From what you can tell, yes, it does.
Okay, that's
Can't
a
we
little bit
just
problematic.
knock the door down? Knock the wall down? Or
Would we? I don't know.
where the fuck did this come from?
All right. So, as silence and awkwardness file through the party,
I got a 14, by the way.
Thank you very much. Going over him, you find what seems to be a thin sliver of a wooden wand.
Mm-hmm.
You find a small diary book on him. Seems to be a small spell book. And you also find on him a silver ring that has a small green gem inlaid to it.
Clyde's gonna look the ring over.
It's a very finely made ring. It looks almost noble in make,
Mm-hmm.
and looking further into it, the gem seems to be some sort of an emerald.
Mm-hmm. What about the wand?
Other than it being a wand, you're not very sure. Unless you'd like to cast Identify on it if you have the spell.
I do not. And what about the spell book, like reading through it?
You actually find in the book there is Counter Spell, Magic Missile, Hold Person, and at the very end of it, let's see, would you know about this spell?
Watch it be wish.
No. That spell, let's see. Not flip. Player's Handbook, don't fail me now. God, I wish I was Matthew Mercer. He just always flips to the right page. I don't know how he does it. Alright. So, this would actually be... Yeah, I will need you to go ahead and make a simple intelligence check for me. Or actually, Arcana. Make an Arcana check.
Arcana check?
Yes, make an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're the same either way, so 17.
17. This is actually a spell known as Animate Dead.
Mm-hmm. Clyde's gonna shut the book, put the
Okay.
wand, ring, and book into his bag. And I know Volus isn't here right now. Is he an NPC or?
He's currently NPC, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you find anything interesting?
Yeah, book, wand, and a ring. He'd kind of like toss the book to him, but keep the wand and ring on him. Like toss the book to Volus.
Catch the book and flip through it. These spells are interesting. Wonder if they could have been used to us.
They might be. Who knows?
I am a bit tired from that encounter. A couple of my spells were wasted upon him.
Clyde just kind of like nods in agreement, but at least you killed him. So, and again, we could have questioned him if he was still alive.
Well, now he's dead, and there's not much we can do about that, sadly.
True. Clyde's gonna go over to the dead body and just like hoist it over his shoulder, because why leave a rotting body when you can bury it? I guess I don't know.
Okay. So, you take the body and hoist it over your shoulder. He's pretty heavy for an old man, but you hoist him over and carry him pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Volus start making your way back as he's actually flipping through the pages and still studying some of the spells.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you join us. Hello.
Hello, Bard brother.
Goddamn time zone changes.
They're gonna, I guess, go back the way that they came.
Alright. So, going back the way you came, as you and Volus enter, you look down the hallway and you see the hallway ends. There is no doorway.
Oh no.
So you are currently, from what you can tell, stuck in some sort of underground or above ground institution made of stone brick.
Clyde just immediately gets the look of panic on his face.
Volus just kind of, well, that's certainly odd. Here, come help me with this. Let's see if we can open it.
Clyde, I guess, like, shrugs off the dead body and goes to investigate the wall.
You throw the body off your shoulder and it lands heavily.
Oh,
Heading,
God.
yeah, heading over to the door. While looking over it, I'll have both you. I'll have. Do you both want to make a Arcana check, or do one of you want to make it at advantage?
I guess he'll make it at advantage because I don't want my -1.
Okay. So he will make the check at advantage. Ooh, yeah. Neither of you seem to understand what this spell is, or any way to open it. It's very finely carved wall, and it doesn't seem to have any sort of latch, no handle, nothing.
So
Can Ryoka go up to her side of the wall, of course, and like try and knock on it and listen to see if it's hollow on the other side?
yeah, I was gonna ask if I remember
Make
how
a perception
thick the
check.
wall was.
Say again, Grape?
Make a perception check. And Zoram, as I was talking to Ryoka, you said you wanted to do something as well.
I was trying to see if I could remember how thick the wall was.
Say, make an intelligence check, just because you weren't really paying attention to it at the time.
Okay.
23 for my perception.
23. You knock on the door and put your ear to it. It does not sound hollow.
That's a 15.
Okay. 15. Trying to remember back, you were pretty focused on what was going on, and you hadn't really seen the door before. However, what you did see, or managed to see, was it was maybe a foot and a half thick. Maybe. You're not sure.
Right. Don't think we're gonna be able to break through that easily.
We could always try throwing Narum through it.
What?
You heard me.
I don't know, cause like it's just. And I'm gonna put my arms out to about like a foot apart from each other, and like it's about that thick if I remember correctly.
I can always try
So,
blowing it apart.
That's like that's a thick amount of stone.
It's a thick boy.
It's a thick boy right there.
Listen, I can punch through wood. I can't punch through stone, but Narum's head is as thick as stone.
Well,
So...
excuse me.
Ryoka, I think I would have a better chance at blowing it apart than Niram's head.
On the other side, Clyde, you watch as Volus is like trying to almost find a way through the door. He's looking at everything meticulously. And eventually he kind of wipes away a bit of dust and moss, and you actually see him reveal what looks to be a small runic pattern labeled into one of the bricks that pretty much contribute to the wall. What languages do you know?
He knows Elvish and Halfling as well as Common, so...
Uh, so
Probably
both of
not
you
very
can.
useful.
So both of you can actually read this. It is in Elvish.
Mhm.
The Elvish isn't actually anything you could translate. It seems to be a magical incantation.
Would comprehend language help?
Not really, because it's more of an arcane language. Because
Mm.
it's still Elven, and that's why you can read it. But it's not Elven in the way that you speak it. It's Elven in the way that you would cast it.
Mhm.
It seems whatever it is that's labeled here is something that you would need to cast a spell on, and something might happen you don't know.
Clyde would ask Volus for the book, and
You can do the book.
Clyde's gonna start flipping through it to see if there's anything there that can help. Even though there's probably not.
All right. Looking through it once more, not much in here seems to be like in the idea of opening this door.
Hmm.
You do find at the very back of the book. You didn't really find it there before, but you do find it. It's you don't really understand it, but it says knock, and that seems to be what the spell is. The spell's name seems to be knock.
I know what knock is. I was at a character. Oh. Could Clyde doesn't have that. Could he attempt to cast it?
You could certainly try. I mean, it's not normally heard of that one wizard or one arcane practitioner would try to cast a spell written in the words and ideas of another caster, because it doesn't normally go too well. But you can certainly try if you want.
Yeah, no. Clyde's gonna look to Volus and ask him if he has like any ideas.
Well, we can always transcribe it if you have any paper and ink and a few hours.
Clyde's gonna look through his bag.
Okay. As you're doing that, we'll go back to the other side with the rest of the party as Niram, Ryoka, and Zoram have this conversation about themselves.
I suppose the return to the scene would just be like Nerum inspecting the wall to see if there's any structural weakness to it.
Make an investigation check looking for any structural weakness to this wall.
That's a 16.
16.
14 minus 1.
It's a solid wall.
Yep. This is what, like, I'm gonna be honest. I think we're getting through this easily. So, I would highly suggest not trying to bash my head against this wall.
I was only joking.
Sure didn't sound like it.
That laugh proves it.
So yeah, Road, you had a
See,
see,
this thing seems to require some sort of spell to open. However, I don't have the ability to cast such a spell.
I can once again try to blow it away.
With what exactly?
You've seen me do my thing several times already. You should know.
That wouldn't necessarily work on something like this, I don't think.
worth a shot.
It's worth a shot, is it not? Do you have any better ideas?
Not necessarily, but
Alright then, everyone out of the room. If you want to stay, you're welcome to, but I do not
And
guarantee the
Rowan
safety of
starts trying
anyone.
to usher you from the room.
Ryoka goes to move to like the back of the room so she can watch. She wants to watch him just hurt himself.
Narum just ducks and covers.
I'm going to go over with Ryoka.
Alright, Rowan.
And Rowan ushers you all away. He says, clear the room! Move it! Move it! Cracks his knuckles and walks up. Alright, Rowan, what are you doing?
I'm walking up to the wall,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I'm going to try to cast Thunder Wave as close as I can to it.
Alright, so as you stand up close to the door, you're standing right in front of it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright.
While he's doing this, I'm just gonna
You're rolling damage to yourself. Watch.
I'm just gonna hold a potion, like the potion I made earlier, just gonna be holding on to that seat just in case.
And that is 14 damage.
13 damage, alright. So as you humming the words to yourself of this arcane spell, you find the right tone almost reverberating through your body. And as you reach back and clap your hands together, creating the eminence of thunder, as you send this shock wave out, all of you kind of feel the shake in the room as the wall takes into the energy that is forced through it by the amount of power of this spell. And Clyde and Vullis, you both kind of feel a rough, gentle shake through the ground.
No,
And a
no.
bit of dust, falls, and some of the minor rocks around kind of fall to the ground. As you step away, Rowan, you see you've created a very large black spot of burnt rock. And there is, at the very center of it, a bit of molten rock that's kind of drooling out and just kind of and hits the ground and kind of sputters and cools.
Slow clap intensifies.
Would the wall look any form of damage, apart from that?
The door is still standing there.
Alright. May I try and cast Thunder Wave again?
Go ahead, roll damage.
How many spell slots do you have?
This is my last
Enough.
spell slot.
Enough.
How many spell slots do you have? I don't.
Just no. That is 8 damage.
8 damage. Again, you send out the spell and it slams into this stone door, and you see as more of it starts drooling out. Clyde, Willis, kind of feel another shake again, and more dust starts kind of filtering down and filling the air. It's like, and you're not sure what's causing it.
Lad's gonna look around to Vullis being like, okay, so I have a wax. Will that work? And we can use some of the blank pages from the spell book, if there are any. Hopefully we won't die before them. What do you think?
Well, what we can do is try to transcribe it. I don't have any ink on me. If you do, you might, but to transcribe this spell is going to take a while. And it seems those on the other side, or wherever this thing is coming from, aren't too patient.
I just kind of nods in agreement.
1 second. All right. So figuring out what you have between yourselves. You might be able to transcribe this spell. I'll say for the sake of this, it would take a performance check. Try to at least get something together that might look and act like the spell with what you have, like minor drops of ink and some sheets of paper. It's going to be very difficult, but it might be doable.
Mm-hmm.
Might. Would you like to attempt it?
Sure.
Go ahead. Make a performance check and do so, I'll say an advantage because Volus is trying to help you.
Oh, I get an advantage. Okay.
And back to the other side.
22.
22. I will get back to that because it's going to take some time to transcribe a spell.
Fair.
It takes 1 plus the level of the spell, so it's going to take 3 hours to transcribe, even if you have a chance of doing it. All right. So the rest of you on the other side. As Rowan, you finally step away, you actually see a decent divot in the wall here, but it doesn't seem to be breaking through. You've maybe made it 6 inches in. And
Alright, meatheads.
That's halfway.
Alright, meatheads, start whacking.
I don't think we have hammers, and
Well, I have a club
I
as
have
at
a
least.
wooden.
You
I have a
club,
wooden stick.
you have a metal pipe that I still haven't gotten back.
Oh
Use it.
yeah. Right, because you're gonna go up to the wall and whack it with the pipe by the
Whack it.
divot.
make a survival check.
Survival check.
Make a survival check.
Is it gonna come back at me?
She hits the wall hits
That's
back.
a 15.
You use the pipe as best you can, but it doesn't seem to be breaking through the stone. I mean, you're chipping away at it, but it would take, at this rate, years.
I'm gonna go over.
Our worst opponent
Yeah, this ain't
so
worth
far.
it. She moves away.
A wall.
I'm gonna go over to Narum, and
Okay.
I'm going to go. Hey, are you still able to use your breath right now? How voice do it?
Yeah? Why?
Was just wondering if both of us could use it at the same time at the door. See if that helps it. Since lightning seems to be affecting it pretty well.
Lightning isn't affecting it very much. It's just the focused point at it, since he was able to get close to it.
Yeah.
Seemed to have
Also,
helped.
my type of damage, I believe, is thunder, not lightning.
I love how our party's method of attack is just brute force.
Our worst enemy so far.
Clyde and Volus, actually. Clyde and Volus managed to put 2 brain cells together.
Yes, 2 out of 5.
Right, you can't blame me if I tried something.
Here's the thing, right? Valis has 4 brain cells, and apparently it was Clyde's turn on the brain cell. So they have all 5. All rest of us we've just returned to Monkey and resorted to smacking at the wall.
Modernity, embrace Monkey.
You know what? I don't have any better ideas right now, so I guess we might as well do it.
Rowan would like to go around the corner of like the door just so he doesn't get hit by anything that might stray away.
Alright.
Ryoka's also gonna move to the back of the room to watch.
Yeah, I'm just going like around the corner of the door, just so I'm not even in the room anymore.
Nera looks around.
So clearing out of the way, Niram, you and Zoram stand before this door. What would you like to do?
Okay,
I guess we're both gonna focus our dragon weapon on the door location.
Yep. We're both gonna use our breath attack at the same location. To the best of our abilities, of course.
Okay. I will say, for the sake of this, Niram, go ahead and roll damage. And for you, Zoram, your fire doesn't seem to have much of an effect on the stone, so you can roll damage, but half.
I don't have fire.
Well, you are bronze. Bronze should be fire, I believe.
Bronze is lightning.
Oh, that's right. My apologies. All right. Say go ahead and roll damage. You're not sure what it'll do, but you can try.
That's 11 lightning damage from Narim's breath attack.
Acid. You're a black dragonborn.
Nope, I'm a blue dragonborn.
No,
I'm
he's
also
blue.
using lightning.
Never mind. You know what? Let's just change colors today. Sure.
No, no, no. We had this talk. Remember, you said he would go like a little bit red, so in the end he turned purple.
Okay. He's blue. All right.
I rolled a 4 and a 6, so 10.
All right. So it was both of you reel back, and the sound of 2 strikes of lightning immediately followed by the sound of thunder, like clapping out of the throat from both Zoram and Niram in the small confines of this ritual chamber. It just seems to keep reverberating and cracking its way through the underground of the sewer. For a moment, all of you are deaf, and you can hear nothing. It is suddenly
Did it work?
all you hear is the ringing in your ears.
As this is happening, Rowan would just look with a look of bliss in his face, just like, finally, I don't have to hear them anymore.
Wow!
I would like to say this out loud
Our
since no
line.
one can hear me.
That's our
Can't
line
even
with your
hear yourself.
bagpipes.
Fair.
Ryoka's gonna like kind of lightly smack the side of her head, not liking the ringing. I'm trying to get it to stop.
You do what you can to try and stop it, but it's bad. It's bad.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Huh?
Over the course of the next few, like, 10, 20 minutes, you eventually get yourselves to some sort of a hearing stance. And eventually you look through and you see 2 more dark burn marks are affixed now to this stone wall. More of the stone has become liquefied and starting to drool down the wall, and the reddish glow of this now lava-like stone as it drools down. You guys are currently standing there. Your ears still slightly ring, but
Earth sauce.
It's an idea, but it didn't quite work as anticipated, but it worked a little bit.
Alright, now we
Did
just
you
keep
say
smacking
earth
it.
sauce?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Ryoka just kind of looks disappointed, like, well, that was anticlimactic.
How
What?
far are we from the wall?
I said it was anticlimactic!
Oh, okay.
Does
Alright.
anyone have a pickaxe?
Hey, Zornan.
As these questions are being thrown around, Clyde, Volus, you guys hear what almost sounds like footsteps. Like heavy footsteps, like they aren't trying to be silent, they're just casually walking through.
Oh
And
no.
sounds to be like 2 of them, and they're currently walking their way, sounds like down one of the halls. You can't tell, it seems to be echoing off the stone.
Oh no. Clyde is gonna look to Volus with the look of panic again and just be like, what do we do?
Phyllis doesn't know, or he kind of looks at you, he doesn't know either. And you kind of both share this momentary panic. As you eventually, would you guys like to try and make a stealth check? Because it's dark-ish down here. It's not exactly, shall we say, light. But there's enough light down here to where you can see someone.
Sure.
Okay. I'll have you and Volus go ahead and make a stealth check.
$18.
All right. We have Volus? Nope. So as you
Oh,
you
no.
manage to like kind of back into the wall, he does the exact same thing, but he goes and makes a very loud sneeze. It's a natural one.
Oh no.
So as you hear these footsteps getting closer, what you think? Eventually, you see what looks to be two well-armored figures. Both of them seem to be wearing what looks to be a chest plate and a couple of almost partial plate armor.
Mm-hmm.
And as they look down, because they seem to have been a bit heightened by the sound of a sneeze, they look down and, like, Volus does his best to try and hide against the wall. But they shine a lantern down, and you see Volus is illuminated very, very well.
Oh no. What did they do? Well, I mean, like, just do they seem alarmed? Like,
They seem very alarmed. Not openly hostile, but they seem very alarmed.
okay.
You there! Who are you? What are you doing down here? And well, it's like, to be honest, I couldn't really tell you. I seem to have found myself down here, and I have no idea how. That may be so. But what are you doing down here? Why are you hiding?
I'm surprised they haven't seen the dead body yet.
Yeah, that's the next thing they see, and they kind of pan the lantern down.
Oh no.
And you see as it would look to be guards kind of reel back immediately, and they look at each other, look back at the body. Go get the rest of the guard. They killed the advisor.
Oh no.
You stay there. And you see as he draws out what looks to be some sort of a hand crossbow, and he still has a lantern on Volus.
God.
He's not shooting, but he looks to be ready for anything to happen. And you see as the other guard takes off, and you hear him chomp, 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 heavily running down the halls.
A part of me just wants to see if I can throw candles at them and see if that'll work, but I know it won't.
Let me throw a candle at him.
Oh,
Um,
Just pick up any of the small rocks that have fallen off. You're an expert at it. Wait, no,
Oh,
that
you
was
know what?
Iris,
Good
right?
idea. Clyde's gonna like try and like stealthily pick up like 2 rocks and just yeet it at their heads before the one guard like runs off. Can I do that? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. So, what would you like to do? You kind of cut out for me. That's
Can
why.
can I pick up 2 small rocks and just like try and yeet it at
This
their
guy
head?
looks. This guy looks very, very suspicious at the moment. So it looks like if you do anything, somebody's gonna get shot.
Mm. Um Can they see Clyde?
From what you can tell, they seem to be highly focused on Volus. And with what light that's kind of illuminating, it's very narrowly focused. It's in a short cone.
Okay. Could Clyde like inch along the wall until he gets to the guard and just kind of like put him in a chokehold until he passes out, or would that not work?
The guard is about 30-ish feet away from you. So you would have to make it 30 feet while he is prepared to do anything. As he currently has a dead body in front of him. Volus down there, who's currently standing very still. You would like to try and make your way up to him without making a sound and try and pretty much solid snake him and just like go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. There you go. Go to sleep.
Oh no.
Yes.
Uh hmm.
How low is Volus's health right now?
Decent.
Take the risk. Take the risk.
I'm not gonna put another party member in danger.
You fool! Do it!
Well, here's the thing. I would, but he isn't here. So if he dies because of my actions
He
while
won't
he's not
die.
here, I'm going to
He
feel
won't
guilty.
He
die.
won't die. He'll be
How
fine.
can you guarantee
He'll
his
be
safety?
fine.
Because
I have cure
Grape
wounds.
doesn't outright kill party members for no reason.
Mhm.
That
Say this.
stuff tells me that that might not be so sure.
Can you stop being a selfless person and start being a selfish person, please? And thank you.
A part of me kind of wants to break out Clyde's French horn and try to play him to sleep, but I can't because the noise will attract attention.
Just
I could yeet the rapier at him.
You are so difficult.
I could yeet the rapier at him, but I don't think that would do much. Let's see. Another thing I could do is I could yeet the bedroll in my pack that I have at him
What is it with you and yeeting things?
to knock people out, of course. Um Does Volus see Clyde, or can Volus see Clyde?
Volus knows where Clyde is,
Clyde is
but
gonna look.
he's not looking at Clyde. He's just looking right at the guard.
Mhm. Yeah, let's just solid snake it and hope it goes okay.
Make a stealth check, please.
I'm afraid.
It was the only option.
Um, 18.
18. Alright. You slowly making your way down the hall, like step by step, making sure you make the smallest amount of noise and sound possible.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing to make your way further and further with each step. You get just about within 5 feet of this guard until you're not sure what makes him look, but his eyes shift over to the right,
Oh, no.
and as you're moving down, you stop, and he looks, and he's like starting to bring the lantern over. And as he's just about to illuminate you, would you like to do anything?
Can I inch?
You are within 5 feet of him.
Oh
Let me
god.
show you.
Um.
So we have you, Clyde. If you're looking,
Yeah.
if you are,
I'm watching the stream.
it is you, and then the we'll say we'll
Can
use
you
him
move the
for the guard.
camera so I can see, please?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
You would be like the hall is much like this. It is pretty much opens up and then opens in a T intersection.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
You are pretty much here. He's here.
Mm-hmm.
You managed to get up pretty close to him, and he's just about to illuminate you. Would you like to do anything?
This
He
is
is
probably gonna be stupid, but can I just like immediately tackle him to the ground?
make an athletics check.
My
Let's see,
God.
is he surprised? Say, I mean, you did roll pretty well still. You'd say.
30-20.
So as he's bringing the lantern over to you, you see him bring it over, and just as he sees you jump and lurch at him, and he's bringing the crossbow down, and you slam right into him, and the sound of flesh hitting steel armor as you knock him into, pretty much knocking into him.
Ouch.
It's like clatters to the floor, both of you, and you are now currently ingrained in a struggle as like you are currently tossing and rolling over with him, and you're trying to fight over the hand crossbow as he's trying to point it at you and trying to get it off.
Can Vullis help in any way, or is he just gonna watch this go down?
How is Willis gonna help? All right, doesn't want to kill the guard, but Willis is gonna run up and he's just going to boot this guy. He's just gonna boot him while he's down, try to knock him out.
Mm.
And that's a natural 20. So as you tackle him into the ground, you whack, and Volus runs up. As you hold him to the ground, you lift him slightly, and as you kind of roll and toil with him, he manages to get on top. And just as he's pointing the crossbow at your face, Volus's boot connects with the side of his face and just whack. And the guard kind of lolls off of you and just kind of goes off to the side, a bit unconscious, shall we say.
Mm-hmm. Clyde's gonna take a deep breath and look to Vullis and just be like, "Thank you."
Right now has brain damage.
Clyde's gonna take the crossbow and search the body.
All right, so you immediately scrambling and taking the crossbow and pointing at him as you start searching it. Make an investigation check.
I gotta reroll because that fell off. 18.
18.
Mhm.
Searching over him, you find a long sword, seems to be relatively well made, about 20 gold pieces,
Mhm.
and a set of keys.
All right, Clyde's gonna take the keys, ask Volus if he wants the sword for a weapon.
Thank you, but I have my own weapons. But if you insist, I'll take it.
Nah, we can leave it. Clyde's gonna take the keys and go into the other direction that the guard went in after just dragging the unconscious guard next to the dead body.
Okay. Dragging the unconscious guard next to the dead body.
Yes.
So dragging him. So you pretty much drag him into the hallway and lay him right next to it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Someone sus.
Make them snuggle.
Eventually, about 4 minutes later, you hear what sounds to be a lot more boots currently making their way down the hall. It sounds, if you make a perception check.
Okay. I'm guessing Volus is also going to be making one.
Yes, you will be.
13.
18. Phyllis has a hard time making out anything because he's still kind of reeling from what just happened. But
Mhm.
from what you can tell, it seems to be maybe more than 6.
And which direction is it coming from?
The same direction they were coming from previously. Seems to have been
Okay, yeah. We're gonna
from
go the
this
other
direction.
direction. We're gonna go into the other direction and just into the shadow.
All right, start running. All right, so as you start running, eventually the guards come back around and you hear kind of and you start hearing somebody starting to order some of the other guards around, and you keep making your way through. Make a general survival check. Or
General
actually
survival.
say just general wisdom. Just make a general wisdom.
I got a 6.
That 3. All right. So as you and Volus are currently running your way through as best you can, you make your way out and around, and you're trying to pretty much follow in this hall. I'll expand it. And the hall seems to just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to be in the underneath of something. And you keep running, and you keep running into more and more stone.
Mm-hmm.
5, 6. And as you keep moving, you do find other hallways that spread off to the left, to the right. And you keep passing them by as you just keep running down this hall. And nothing seems to be changing as you keep running for about 10, 15 minutes. You eventually run into a dead end.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay then.
Well, this seems to be a bit of a predicament. Perhaps if we try one of the other ways.
Might be a good idea, but can we double back? Is the real question.
I am unsure if we can, but we can certainly try.
Hmm. Let's take the first left, maybe?
All right. So as you guys run back, you actually see back off in the distance where you would originally run from looks to be torchlight and a bit of lantern light. And there looks to be a group of guards in armor are currently gathering and starting to come down the hall.
Yeah, let's go left. Like, first left, just immediately take it.
Okay. So, running back down the hall, you find one and you turn immediately down and keep running down it. And you keep running, keep running, keep running. And about 60 feet later, you run into a almost storage room. Seems to be open. The door is open and it's full of crates, boxes, sacks, and other sort of things. And you get this dry, musty smell from it. That's the first thing you run into.
Okay, for whatever reasons, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of dead bodies in there, but I don't care. Clyde is going to shove Volus into the room, close the door, and use the keys to lock it if they have the key to lock it.
Okay.
If not, they're gonna barricade it.
Make an intelligence check. As you're just like pushing, as you are pushing bullets, and just go like, go, go, go,
13.
go, go, get your run in there, go.
13.
13. You work your way through the keys, and the panic's starting to set in, but you're like, you find one that seems to work, and you're trying to lock it, and it doesn't seem to, but you manage to break one of the keys into the lock and like make it somewhat locked,
Oh,
and you
no.
run away, and you are now stuck in what seems to be a 20 by 20 room full of barrels, shelves, stocks of sacks. Looks to be old, pardon me, old dried meats,
Mm-hmm.
mixtures of gear, rope, leather. Just seems to be a general storeroom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can we use the crates to help barricade the door more?
You're just
Uh,
digging your own grave.
as you grab onto the crate, and Volus helps you out. You manage to stack about 3 of these crates in front of the door. They're pretty light, but they're heavy enough to make something of a difference, you think. After that, is there anything else you would like to do? As you currently hear the very loud sounds of metal boots currently echoing on the stone.
Hide in a corner.
I'll have you and Volus go ahead and make stealth checks. And we'll say do so at advantage because you are in a sealed off room in a
No, better
labyrinth
yet, can we
room.
hide? Can we hide in the barrels?
You certainly you may certainly try. So go ahead and roll an advantage.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's stealth, right?
Yes.
22.
22. All right. So eventually, as you do hear this kind of, someone seems to be trying the door, and they can't seem to open it. And you hear and someone's trying to force the door, and eventually you hear as someone's starting to drive an axe through the door.
Oh god, we're gonna die.
God.
Eventually, the doors and the boxes crash over the side. And you hear, looking through one of these small slats, and here looks to be about 4 guards as they make their way into this smaller room that you're in. This
Okay.
20 by 20 room.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You're currently in there. He's currently in there. All right. So, as you watch and see this, you see 4 guards. One of them looks to be a little bit more decorated. The armor's a little bit more flourished and finessed.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him go over. You see, looks to be, from the 3 guards, one of them looks to be female, but other than that, most of them are guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you see as they start going over, they're looking over some of the crates. They're looking in the dark corners of the room. And there is enough light in here because about 2 of them have torches.
Mm-hmm.
And you see as they start leaving, and then the guard that you had seen originally, the one that seems to be a little more prepared, or one a little more higher in rank, stops, and he turns around, and he starts looking at the barrels and boxes,
Oh no!
and he draws his sword. And he walks over and tink tink knocks on one of the barrels. Tink tink hits one of the
No.
crates. Tink tink. Tink.
Oh no!
And he kind of leans down and looks in. Hello there. As he looks in, he seems to find a barrel full of dried meats and sausages. As you are currently in the barrel right next to it. He draws his sword away. And he goes over to the next one. Just as he's about to tap the barrel, you see as one of the other guards goes, "Sir, we found something!" And he immediately turns around, looks at the barrel, and kind of puts his sword away, starts running away.
Mm-hmm.
And just the exhilaration and rush of what just seems to have transpired is going to... as you finally let yourself breathe from a breath you didn't know you were holding.
Mm-hmm. Clyde is just gonna slowly open up the barrel if there was a lid on it, and just like,
Oh, there would be a barrel, because if there wouldn't, you'd be fucked.
well, no, I mean like the lid of the barrel. He just kind of like slowly lifts it up and just kind of like looks around and sees like tries to like locate the barrel that Volus was in.
As you exit out of yours, Volus actually kind of pops out of his. So, do you think we did it?
We're not out of the woods yet, or barrels for that matter.
I quite agree.
Clyde's gonna climb out of the barrel and like dust off his beret.
Doing some old Vive la France resistance here. He pulls out the beret, dusts it off, and puts it on. We're not out of the woods just yet. And as you and Volus continue into the tunnels, back to the other side with the party. Currently, as you have been working and trying your best to open this door, to no avail, what would you like to do?
Considering how we made very little to no progress through it, I'm just gonna go turn to the rest of the party and go like, "We're not making any progress. Should we just see if we can loop around on them back on the surface? Since like, if the enemy went into here, that means that there must be another exit."
True. Are we just gonna search sewer covers until we find it?
we can try and see if we can meet up with them up on the surface and just see if we can locate them. And honestly, it's all really about luck because it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get through here.
Okay. Well, should we split up, cover the city, try and find them?
Well, if I remember correctly, curfew is now active, so we're going to have to be very careful.
Right. And we'll be less likely to be found if we're not one massive group looking for the other part of our group.
True.
Alright, well, let's get back up to the surface. Nerm, you want to come with me?
Sure, I
Nerm
guess.
and New Girl, the tiefling.
Their name is Zahiri.
Just here. Got it. Z, want to come with me and Nerm?
Z.
You heard me.
I guess splitting up is better than sticking together.
That's,
Well, not always, but you know, this situation, I guess.
In the situation of trying to avoid getting caught, I think this is the best idea.
Alright, Ryoka's gonna start leaving, and she's gonna go out the way they came in.
No, just in case his old torch is burnt out, he's gonna take out a new one.
The torch would be burnt out by this time.
Okay, yeah, he lights a new one and follows Ryoka.
Yeah.
Before they leave, are the cultist bodies still around?
The bodies are still there, and they are starting to stink. As the stagnation of death is starting to hit their bodies.
Alright, would we be able to just quickly rifle through their pockets, check what we
I
get?
think Ryoka.
You already had done so. Ryoka already found a couple of pieces of silver. And I mean, the only thing you really see left on them is a couple of pendants that they're all wearing, but other than that.
Could I grab one of those?
You certainly can. Just kind of tear it off the neck. It seems to be the same as one of the other things you had found down here on the box. It seems to be a cow's skull with horns that seem to have protrusions and thorns growing from it. But beneath it seems to be some sort of a staff. There's the only difference that you can tell.
A staff.
There's staff beneath it. It looks to be a very intricately made thorned staff.
Alright, I would like to take both if possible.
No, it's all one pendant.
Oh, okay, then yeah, he takes a pendant, quickly pockets it. And you said they have cloaks, right?
Yes. That are now somewhat destroyed and tattered from the hacking that Niram has just put them through. As
Is there any
most
of them that is undamaged?
not really, because Niram, after killing them, hacked them apart.
Mm.
He was in a very furious rage.
So, question. The ones that were by the door with the leader that were kind of at the door. Sorry about that. Do they have any of the pendants on them?
All of them have the pendant.
Okay, I'm just gonna take one for further study later.
Okay, yeah, you take another one. You can mark down you have a small bone and silver pendant.
Just grabbing all sorts of odds and ends.
Odds and ends are always quite nice to have, especially in D&D, because you don't know when you might need them. All right. So, for the rest of you, as you make your way slowly out, it's a bit solemn, feeling the loss of the other two party members. Even though they had been normally quiet and rather smart when they did speak, their loss is felt. You leave the sewers with this sense of unknowing, and you don't like it. Not sure if they're all right, not sure if they're still alive. But you managed to make it out of the sewers all right.
Well, I guess the most we can do is head back, count our losses, and maybe find someone to replace them.
No, we are searching for the party, Rowan. That's why we're splitting up, and we're gonna cover more ground, see if they found a way out. Or I believe Narum, I, and Z here are all gonna. I at least want to keep checking sewer covers in the general area. Hope we can find a way down to where they are.
Maybe we should always also keep an eye out on the tavern that we visited. Maybe they'll return there.
Or the boat.
Yeah.
So, returning back to the tops of the sewers, and then back to the streets. Covered in your rather dirty apparel. Some of you covered in blood, excrement, and other such fun things from the sewers below. Making your way out and finding your way through the streets. Most people look at Niram weird as he is covered completely in blood. You do get stopped by the guards. Oi there!
Yeah?
Where's that blood from?
Oh, I wanted to be sneaking, but
Oh, you wanted to be
That-
sneaking.
yeah, because of the
Okay.
curfew.
I was gonna do something the moment we got out of the sewers.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a stealth check. All of you.
Oh boy, exhaustion is kicking in. I love it. Due to that frenzied rage.
Yep.
Oh
You
yeah,
are
I have a
exhausted.
+6 in stealth. You guys
That-
might get abandoned.
Yeah,
I have a +7.
that's a wait. I need to check my modifier, but the roll's a 3. Yay!
Oh.
Disadvantage on all ability checks.
Narum
Is
is
that a
That's a
20?
5.
Like, is it roll 20 or?
yeah, roll a d20 and then add your dexterity modifier. You're not proficient. I don't think you're proficient.
Yeah, no.
So just add your
14.
dexterity.
That's a dirty 20.
22.
Ooh.
Yeah, for
13?
me.
Yeah, 13.
Dirty
Mr.
20.
+7.
Okay, so with and okay, so Rowan, what'd you get?
7.
7. Niram,
A 5.
Tenzik. Sorry, Ryoga. I bet. Oh,
22.
Zoram,
Dirty 20.
Iris,
15.
making your way up and out of the sewers as you try and make your way through. You watch as one patrol of guards pass. And as you think you're in the clear, you start making your way across the street. Iris, Zoram, Ryoga, all of you, make it across the street without any hindrance. Niram, Rowan, as you try and cross, the guards kind of, what is that smell? Good God! They turn around and they see your large, hulking figure with Rowan, and you are covered in blood.
The both
And they-
of them would be. Oh my goodness.
And they immediately turn around and kind of back away from you. You stay there!
Nero just freezes.
You as well, short stuff!
Okay, hold on for a moment. So, the funny thing is they both would be covered in blood because we're both at ground zero of Naram's frenzy.
At ground zero. Great Scott.
Ryoka's just gonna look back and be like, damn it, and be like, sorry, like mouth the word sorry as she went to keep moving with the group.
Moving. So actually, quick question: Would does the what's it called, the lavender thing kind of help mask our scent?
If you could tell by when the guard said, what was that smell? And he turned around and saw them, you gather it was probably because of the smell from them and not you.
Okay.
Okay. So. Niram, Rowan, as you stand there, the guards look at each other and look back at you. All right. One, you're covered in blood. Two, you're breaking curfew. Which one do you want us to arrest you for?
Can it be the curfew? Just as a question, would Nerim know if breaking curfew or being covered in blood is the worst offense?
You're not entirely sure. Make an intelligence. Make a wisdom check.
Oh
I
boy.
think go with the curfew is the least offendable.
That's an 11. Bless you.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, the power of Christ compels you. What the hell was that?
Sneeze.
He just looks at Rowan, goes, curfew?
Curfew.
We broke the curfew. Sorry about that.
I'm not covered in blood.
I just imagine the guard going, stop
The
it,
guard-
criminal scum.
The guards go from looking really scared to looking confused to looking frightened again, but more determined. Are you stupid?
Hey, come on! Just because I'm not the brightest doesn't mean you have to point it out.
Your
You
mom.
see as the other guard pulls up a small whistle and about 3 minutes later, another group of guards comes running by.
Now
Rowan would just like raise his hands, like not even trying to resist, just raising his hands.
come on, it's the dead of night. Do you have to do this? In regards to the whistle.
Well, to get help here quickly, for your case, yes.
Ah,
Alright.
well,
You see as the other guards come around, and most of them seem to be like, oh, gosh, that smell. And they walk over, and they hear the familiar jingle of shackles as they kind of grab onto your wrists and start
I
start
hate that
shackling
it's
you.
Familiar.
At least let us bathe.
Well, it's because you guys have heard the jingle of shackles before, unless like Rowan has been into some other deep dirty shit that everybody else has.
No. No.
Uh-huh.
I don't doubt it, but no.
Eyes.
Wait, how could you tell it was ice?
I said eyes. Like
Oh.
the Discord emoji.
All right.
So there will be supposedly
You guys are currently being arrested as you are shackled and somewhat bound. And Zoram, Ryoka, and Iris, you all watch as the two covered in sewer refuse and blood figures of Miriam and Rowan are starting to be walked up the street and towards where you might think they would be held as prisoners.
We're gonna get them out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna either we bail them or we jailbreak them. I like the later, but we need to find the other party first.
I don't have many spells left, so we're gonna have to.
It's gonna have to happen in the morning or tomorrow night. But right now, the current mission is finding the two that decided to get trapped behind a wall. Now, how about we search around the area, find other sewer covers, maybe hope we can find another entrance and find the others. Or hope we spot them also getting arrested, and then we'll just jailbreak them in the morning.
Do I have a rough idea of whereabouts on the surface area, like a kind of approximately the general location of where the...
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. So, intelligence is +5. 15, 17, 18. I was having a serious brain fart on math. So it's an 18.
All right. All right. So, the rest of you, as you make your way back to the tavern, now minus even less of your party, down to just half of your members. You make your way back through the tavern, finding yourselves a bit more solemn and quiet as you walk in. The night is quiet. The tavern keeper looks to be currently cleaning and looks a bit odd in your direction as you are currently entering past curfew. They don't seem to raise any objection.
Where do we start?
We start as you guys are currently making your way either up to the room or into the tavern, or into the tavern area to discuss.
I say, like, we go straight up to the room to discuss this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. My apologies, my math was off. No, wait, no, you still be down more than half your members because you're missing 2, missing 4. So you guys currently have 9. So you pretty much still have. So what do you mean?
So, where did I didn't hear if you explained whereabouts on the surface the area that we were in below would be on the surface.
And what did you roll?
I rolled a 18.
An 18 or an 8?
18. 1 8.
You have a rough idea, but not exactly where it is. You could guess at where it is on a map if you had it, but you had no idea. And yes, my apologies, but currently, Ryoka, Zoram, Rowan, you are also still accompanied by Zahiri. She managed to make it past.
Alright, well, Ryoka's gonna go out to the room expecting the party to follow, because that was the idea. We were gonna, discuss it.
I'm gonna go up and to talk.
Shear's following.
Okay. Making your way, ascending the stairs. Well, find your way to either separate or together rooms. If you want to speak, you find yourselves in the same room. But spread as you will. What would you like to do?
So I'm going to kind of, I guess, explain the general direction, I guess, of where the what the chamber would be. Kind of just saying, hey, from what I can understand, it's in that direction that the chamber is underground. So maybe our best bet is to kind of search within that area.
Then we go there. I don't think we can have much of a plan. 2 of us just got arrested, and 2 of us are trapped underground. Might be dead. So, I don't think they're gonna hold an execution or anything tonight. Well, maybe for Nerm, he was a bit bloody. But tomorrow night we can bail them out or jailbreak them. And then, but right now I think we're more concerned with everyone that's underground.
I have a potion. I'm not quite sure what it will do. But I feel like if we can use it now, it might be beneficial.
What does this potion do?
I don't know.
Then how is it beneficial if we don't know what it does?
It's one of my experimental elixirs.
She face palms and is just like, do we drink it?
Yeah, I'm not fully aware of what it can do, but it isn't going to hurt us.
So are we all taking a drink from this?
It can only work on one person.
Then I volunteer you.
All right, I guess I will then do it. But like, I was wanting to know if I stay here, maybe I can work on another elixir. Maybe I can try and I don't know use one of my spells to try and make something. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to figure out how I can help within the coming if we need to jailbreak.
Let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry about everyone underground. One thing at a time. It seems that we are really bad at that.
Very well. I'll
Drink.
I'll drink when we're leaving.
When we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're leaving now, aren't we?
Okay. So we're gonna go. So in what direction is it like? So that way like I actually kind of know.
Yeah,
what
you're gonna be
we're
leading
going.
the party.
All right. So trying to find out the direction you are going. You would be able to know the direction you're going if you're trying to search in the area of where you might be about for what you're trying to look for in the area. But it's still difficult because you don't know exactly how you would get there because of just how the buildings are built in this city. So you're not sure how the underground correlates to the above ground, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So you can certainly try and lead them over to that area, but it's going to be difficult at best to try and find anywhere where it might end up that the surface meets with where they might be underground.
Right. Okay. I will, I guess, attempt to do that, but before we go out, I'm gonna drink the experimental elixir.
Okay. So you pull the cork off of it and swirl it around a bit. You're like, I really hope this doesn't kill me. And you down it, and it tastes like you are drinking goblin piss, and it's
My favorite.
Hey, get to the movie.
And I believe you roll for the effect.
Yes.
You may roll for your effect.
Skitty bat. That is a 5.
I believe on the artificer table, if I pull up Xanathar's guide. Artificer. Why is Artificer? Oh, that's right. Artificer's not on there. It's on everyone. God damn it. The amount of books you have to go through. One moment. The DM is currently going through his books.
Popcorn!
Popcorn sounds amazing, honestly.
I just turn into popcorn.
Fuck
No!
popcorns.
Zorm is now a popcorn for 5 minutes.
Hopefully nobody eats him.
Well, Ryoka ain't drunk,
I'm really
so...
worried on what this is actually gonna do.
I love how you're drinking a potion you don't even know what it does.
He's a member of our party. I would expect nothing less.
Honestly,
I am a mad scientist. Do not judge me.
I'm judging you.
Okay. As you drink this is gonna be fun. As you drink this, you suddenly feel very light, and you're starting to float off the ground. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. You start almost starting to fold into the air as your legs are starting to come out from underneath you, and you're starting to fall upwards instead of downwards.
Ryoka looks up and she's like, Zorm, how does that help us?
I don't know. Maybe we can get on top of roofs. I don't know.
Parkour.
Can I get my rope?
As he gets about like 10, as he gets about like 9-ish, 10 feet up and hits the roof, he actually stops, and you're just floating there. You're not going up and you're not going down, but you are currently just hovering in the air.
I'm gonna take my 50 feet of silk rope and I want to try and tie it around his ankle. And I'm just gonna drag him around like a balloon.
Following the rope up there, go ahead and make a survival check.
Help!
17,
Help! Help!
21.
Help!
Help me! Help me!
21.
Kevin Hart did it best. Help me! All right, 21. You throw it almost like a lasso and loop it around his foot, and you tie it, pull it taut. And start like hand over hand dragging him down a bit, and then it's pretty easy to drag him about. Zoram, is there anything you would like to do? Because you're currently floating in the air.
So I'm kind of assuming I can somehow.
I'm kind of assuming your wet saw is going in the background again, aren't you?
No, that's a drill.
It's still very loud.
Different drill. But I'm going to assume that I have the ability to like fly. Kind of.
You can assume, certainly.
I feel like this is going to go really badly, just on how precise you were being. I'm gonna try and, I guess, make my way over to the window.
You're going to try and what?
Make my way over to the window, if there is one.
All right, how are you going to try and do this? Explain to me how you're trying to make it over the window. Because you're not on the ground, and you're floating in the air.
Swimming.
You're going to start swimming, okay. Using your arms, you see as Zoram is starting to pretty much flap his way through the air. Just...
Planned.
For the first time in all of your years, any of you, even you, Zahiri, even you see a flying dragonborn currently flapping his arms, trying to swim his way through the air in this room.
Ryoka just sighs and walks over to the window and she's like, looks like I'm gonna just, yeah. And she goes to climb out the window. It's still holding the rope.
Whee!
I'm gonna drag him with me wherever I go like a balloon.
Alright, so as you climb out the window, go ahead and make an acrobatics check, because you are on the second floor.
Second floor! I got +6 in acrobatics. Watch me roll up one.
This is not going as planned.
Oh no, I rolled
Nothing
a
ever
11.
is.
That is a 17.
17, alright. Yeah, you land on the ground, as quiet as you can, but Zoro flying above you as you currently have him pulled taut on the rope. Zoram, as you float there, let's say it's about 2 minutes have gone by. You are currently about 20 feet in the air.
I'm gonna pull him down.
Oh, I want to try seeing if I can make my way over to another building and try and like at least like act as a way to get up onto a rooftop to avoid guards.
All right, so
Can I
you
climb the rope?
swim your way through the air, the open air, mind you. You are no longer in the room. You are now out in the open air. You are swimming through the air. You're pretty much, for the lack of a better term, you are scrat swimming right now from Ice Age. You are currently flopping your way through the air. And eventually, say over the course of about another minute, you manage to get up on top of another building.
I want to try and find a way to tie the rope, and
Ryoka's just gonna try and climb the building he's on top of.
and like
There she
allow it.
falls, she has the rope.
Make an acrobatics check. Or sorry, no, athletics. Make an athletics check. And Zoram, go ahead and make a survival check.
Got +5 in athletics. Okay. Ooh, that's a 21.
So okay, that's a 12 plus. That's my survival. That's a +2, so that's a 14.
By the time you found a hitch, tied the rope, Ryoka's already standing next to you like, no, you tied that wrong. You might want to try it the other way.
Well, is Zahiri coming?
Zahiri, you are standing there. You are still in the window as you're watching pretty much a spectacle from a circus. A flying dragonborn and a masquerading trapeze artist who currently just flips and folds her way up the side of this building.
She's gonna go out head out of the room and go down the door, try to find a ladder up to the building.
Okay, so you exit out the front of the tavern. You walk out. You walk out of the building, walking your way around.
Wait. Oh, if I were to jump off a building holding the rope Nerm's tied to, would I float down like Mary Poppins?
I think you're thinking of the wrong dragonborn.
You're thinking of the wrong dragonborn.
Or sorry, Zoram, not Nerm. I would fall like a rock if it were Nerm.
Oh my god.
You would fall to hear a second clunk on top of yourself.
No. I think if Nerm fell on anyone, they die
I
instantly.
mean, more than a clunk, you would hear a splat.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
This is how we get him demonetized.
I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know how long this is gonna last on me, so
Which way do we go? Why are we on the roof when we need to be finding sewer grates?
we can avoid guards and we can.
Oh my god. Ryoka's like half tempted to just actually, no. Ryoka's just gonna tie him down and start walking away.
Oh my god. You're just leaving him there?
Like, leave him stranded like 20 feet above the roof, and so he can't reach the bottom, and just go walk away.
What if he just let go of the rope?
He just floats in Turna for eternity.
Killed by my own craft.
Cause of death. Gravity.
As you tie off the edge of the rope for Zoram, who is somewhat still floating, but he's actually managed to find his feet on this building. And Zoram, as you kind of lift your feet off of it, you kind of feel yourself starting to sink upwards into the air about 10 feet. And you watch as Ryoka just starts going down the building. Just as she's going down, you see Zahiri makes her way out, and she's looking up, looking for a ladder. Go ahead and make an investigation check, Zahiri.
Oh,
What'd she
Oh
roll?
boy.
what?
Oh, one.
Oh no.
As you
yes,
go
the
through
floor
trying
is
to look
made
for
out
a
of
ladder,
floor.
you manage to find a ladder, but it's covered in clutter. And you go over to it's like, I could get that. You grab it and pull, and all of a sudden, about 5 years worth of buildup of junk,
No.
metal, trash, and a couple of like animals, like out onto the stone, like under the stone, pretty much street and side streets that comprise this city. And it is exceptionally loud.
I'm gonna try and swim away from that location.
You
No, you're tied down.
and you look and you see you're tethered. You're as you're trying to swim away. It is fruitless. But you can always undo the rope from your foot and swim away.
Yes.
And
I would like to do
float.
that.
You're gonna float. You're gonna be like that minion that just floats into space.
Am I actually able to like swim downwards?
Yes, you are. You have a for the nature of this, you have a flying speed of 10 feet, and you are about, say, 6 minutes through this potion.
Because I don't know how long this potion's gonna last, I'm gonna try and stick as close to some buildings, and I'm gonna try and like use the tops of them to like kick off of them, and make my way quicker to other locations, if that is possible.
Okay.
Like almost like kind of like jumping off of locations.
I would say, for the sake of this, it should be relatively easy for you to do. You swim about trying to stick close to some of the buildings. Zahiri, you managed to get your newfound ladder. And you watch as Zoro is currently flying his way through the city. Relatively low, but he's still flying his way around. What would you like to do, Zahiri?
Um. All right, forget the ladder. She's just gonna follow.
Dropping the ladder and following through. You follow after. And it's actually pretty easy. He's moving very slowly. He's not moving very quickly. And as he floats through the air, it's a funny spectacle because you're watching this dragonborn, this large dragonborn, trying to swim through the air. And he's legitimately trying to swim. Like, he's not doggy paddling, he's trying to swim. And you follow him for about another 4 or so minutes until Zoram, as you're floating, you're like, wow, this is really nice. And suddenly you become heavy again, and you're like, oh, fuck. I'd like you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. Try and grab onto one of the buildings you're next to before you fall.
That's a 22.
22. Just as you're about to fall, you reach out and kind of grab onto the side of a railing up on top of one of the balconies near one of the houses you're near, and you dangle there. You're about 15-ish feet above the ground.
Okay.
I'm gonna then try and make my way down again.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check for me.
That's an 11.
Yeah, you manage to make your
Watch
way down. You don't
closely.
hurt yourself in any major ways. You kind of sprain one of your fingers, and you're gonna have to pop it back into place. As
Ryoka's gonna walk up to him and just be like, "Can I have my rope back?"
it's still tied to the top of the building, by the
Oh
way.
no, I would have untied it from the
Yeah,
building.
it is still tied to the top of the building. It's not tied to you. It's tied to the top of the building.
Oh,
He
I
just
thought
said
I
he
would have
would've-
untied it from the building
Oh.
and like left it on me.
All right. Yes, it'd be easy enough to take.
And
So-
I'll give it back to her.
Following this escapade, Niram,
Was that useful?
Rowan, my apologies, Ryuka. Just getting things
Sorry.
out. Ryuka. Sorry. Rowan, Niram.
How
As-
many guards is there?
There's about 5 of them around you.
Alright. I would like to softly just start cursing to myself, first in common.
Okay.
Do I recognize what race these people are? Like the guards are?
Most of them seem human and half-elf.
Alright, I would like to start cursing first in common, and then slowly just transitioning the curses over in Elvish, and then also into Goblin. And upon reaching Goblin, I would... Is it able to cast in another language, or is the casting just universal?
You could cast it in another language if you want.
Alright, well I would like to cast in Goblin, and I would like to cast Minor Illusion to once again produce a very loud scream, like in an alleyway nearby.
You are currently bound and shackled. Like you're being led up the street. So if it is a vocal and only
Actually,
a vocal
it's not
spell,
even vocal. It's somatic and material with
That's
a
the
bit of
crux,
fleece.
though. I don't think you'll be able to reach that fleece, and you're not able
yeah,
to
you
use your
wouldn't
hands.
you wouldn't be able to reach anything in a pouch to get
Would I
your
be able to use fleece off my clothing though? Since
your
it doesn't
clothing is
consume
really
it.
made out of fleece. It's mainly made out of cloth and other bits of cotton.
Hmm.
If you had a component pouch, you'd be able to pull it out, but other than that, it's
I do have a component pouch.
yeah, you wouldn't be able to reach it due to the nature of you being like held together.
Would any of the guards around me have fleece on them? Like any part of their
Make
clothing?
an investigation check as you're currently being led up the street with Nero.
Yep. Alright, hold on. Investigation.
We're gonna become like the town's most wanted criminals tonight.
Apparently.
We've committed murder and now we're outside. We're outside during curfew.
Oh, hell yeah. 3 plus 1, 4.
Oh my god.
You have no idea what these guys are wearing. It is dark and it is hard to tell.
Alright.
This is fucking
would like to then
hilarious.
I would like to cast Annoy then in Goblin and just wetten the socks of whoever is carrying leading me through.
As you go through, you cast it, Goblin, you kind of hear a squeak, squeak, squeak. Ah,
Oh,
shit, you really step in. As he's currently and it's you can tell he's very upset with it because he's walking and it's like and he's trying to shake the water out of his boots. You can tell this man is in pain right now because of the wetness in his shoes.
Niram been able to? Would Niram have been able to tell that Roan casts a spell?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh boy,
Would the non-magic caster can tell
that's a
somebody
2.
All you can tell is he's spoken another language, and all of a sudden you heard a squeak, squeak, squeak. What the hell?
I'm not gonna question it.
Oh my god.
So,
Right there, sir.
So, where are we going? Not the talkative type, I see.
No, not really.
Do we at least do we at least get to explain ourselves, or why he's
You can
completely covered
explain
in
it to
blood?
the warden. You can explain it to the higher warden.
All right, because there's like at least 10 other people that were with us, and I
You
don't want to be
fucking
the
rat.
Yeah, and we managed to catch you. So we didn't find them, and we found you. So we'll
Yeah.
deal with what we have.
But catching 10 of the other people is better than only catching 2 people.
Smell
could,
a rat.
Perhaps negotiate something.
Keep your eyes forward. Stop talking to me.
All right.
Fucking rat.
You are eventually led to a 3-story stone tower. And it's a wide base, looks to be about maybe 80 feet by about 90 feet. And it's a stone and wood building. And there's a large accompaniment of guards around it. Even for this time of night, there's about 8 or 9 guards just around it and above it. And they take you inside, and you're immediately met with what looks to be rows and rows of just rooms. It almost looks to be a minor stronghold in the center of the city. And you are brought through into a small jail cell, and the doors open for you, and you are shoved in. Niram, you're a bit more gingerly pushed in because they don't want to anger you, and the door is locked behind you.
I would like to find the most comfortable, least damp-looking area in the cell.
Make a perception check.
Persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion to get the guy out of the way, and then perception to see if you can find a spot.
Where the fuck's my dice? Oh,
So just roll a perception.
perception. That is 8 plus. What was perception? It's a 9.
9. You find somewhere that's decently comfortable, and as you sit back, you kind of stretch yourself out. You kind of feel as a drip of water just comes out and just slaps right on the side of your forehead. Just gonna shit. And you scoot over a bit, and then you seem to find your comfortable position. As you both settle in, you eventually see what looks to be a stout dwarf, who kind of walks their way up. Very striking, like almost 5 o'clock-ish shadow look to their face. You're not sure if it's a woman or a man. And it walks up. Takes a very long look at both of you. Almost disturbingly so, as they seem to be looking over the amount of blood you have over you. Great. So, anything you want to be saying to explain yourselves, or are we going to need to question you first and then you tell us what's going on?
It was self-defense.
Right. Make a persuasion check.
Well, considering that I've rolled badly 3 times in a row, what's the odds of it being 4 times?
Now 90%.
Nice. All right. Persuasion. So that's a 24.
Right. So self-defense produces this much blood. Finding it
Well,
hard to believe in that, but okay.
there was a lot of people, and my friend here sometimes can't really control himself. They insulted him, they insulted his mother, they insulted his whole family, and they even, called him fucking scaly. So, racism doesn't do very well with him.
Right. The family bit I can understand, but how many people was it, if I might ask?
I don't know. We tried to leave as quickly as possible. This is gonna sound absurd, but spilling as less blood as possible. But it did not end up well.
Well,
Of
quite
that
a
I
few
can see.
ones.
Quite a few, you say? Right.
Well,
So,
They jumped us. It was either fighting them or let ourselves be killed. And I'm not the kind that would let himself be killed. Neither is he.
so the guards around here are saying that you were found down below in the street, smelling like high hell from the sewers. So, let's see if that's where you were when you were jumped.
Yeah, that was indeed the place.
Hmm. Right. So, if we go down there, and we find a couple of bodies down there, and they seem to be rather, shall we say, taken more apart than what deemed necessary for self-defense. You're looking at a couple of charges here.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. You walk down there, you will find the bodies. We were cornered, and that was literally our only way out.
There's
You look
literally
further
a
inside the
pile of
room.
bodies.
If you
There's
look
gonna be a
inside the
pile
room,
of
they even
meat.
throw some, some weird magic at us. Made the whole thing inside blow up. Left scars all across the wall. We tried our best, and we finally
Make
managed
a
to get out.
deception check.
Alright.
Make a deception check.
That is a 16 plus. Give me a second. So that is a 21.
21.
So dead. You guys are so dead.
Right. So we'll have your claims checked out by the whenever we can get some guards down there to check it out for you. But other than that, get comfortable. I hope you enjoy the cells, and if you cause too much trouble for us, you can find yourselves down below in the more lavish suites. Good night. I'm going to bed. They turn around and start walking off and like fixing their cloak to them. It's rather late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and you are left there alone with Niram. There is one guard that you can see, but he or she, from what you can tell, it's kind of hard to see. But they are currently up above, maybe about 10 feet in front of you, with their back kind of towards you, but they're kind of tilted back into a chair, and every once in a while they look back and look into the cell and make sure you're still there.
So,
Alright, Rowan would just go back to his spot, sit down again. Well, just the waiting game now.
yeah, let's
Alright.
grab a bit of sleep. Can't hurt.
I would like to lower my voice, just enough so that Niram can hear me, but anyone outside of the cell wouldn't be able to hear it. Just go. Remember, they ask. It was self-defense.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
We were cornered. They had casters.
I mean, we were.
That's a story.
You're not necessarily lying.
We're not lying.
All right. Clyde. Bullis. You are currently making your way through the underbellies of whatever stone area you are in. These almost catacomb-like chambers. Trying to make your way out. Go ahead and make another wisdom check for me.
14.
with a little bit more luck this time, you actually manage to make your way through these catacomb tunnels. You find more rooms, keeping your way deeper and deeper through, and you eventually find what looks to be a set of stairs leading upwards instead of downwards. And as you travel through, you actually manage to find what looks to be banners hung through, old banners. Some of them covered in dust, others of them a bit tattered from the age that they've been dangling here. But it seems as you're going through, the interior is getting a little bit more and more like decorated, shall we say.
Oh.
It's still Spartan, but you're making your way out, from what you can tell.
Alright. What do the banners look like? Like, the design on them?
The design on the banners, from what you can see, looks to be the head of some sort of old serpent
Mm-hmm.
crossed over two swords.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the banners you see. The other banners you see looks to be some sort of a white tree over a shield.
Okay.
The next banner you see looks to be a bull's head over what looks to be an X.
Uh-huh.
You're not sure what that really represents. And the next thing you run into, or mainly the last thing you run into, seems to be almost appears to be some sort of a. It's even hard for you to tell. You can't really look at the design. It's very badly tattered and worn. The colors are faded. Make a perception check.
Alrighty. $19.
19.
No, I'm sorry, 18, because, -1.
All right. So, looking at it, it seems to be almost a halberd with a wreath going underneath the blade end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all the detail you can really make out.
Okay.
Eventually making your way up the stairs, you ascend what looks to be about 3 flights of stairs, leading your way further up. And you run into a very damp and stagnant smelling hallway again, and this one continues going on. But you see, this one has more halls to it. As you walk down with Volus, you actually look down, and each of these seems to have an end in a small cubicle of cells.
Mm-hmm.
It seems you managed to have found yourself in some sort of a prison.
Mm-hmm.
And as you keep your way moving with Volus, trying your best to avoid any kind of noise or guard, we'll go ahead and end today's session there, as the party is currently split heavily.
Why'd you guys have to follow the guy through?
Well, Clyde was.
There will be no survivors. The Dread Pirate Roberts has come for your soul.
Yes.
I wonder who's gonna hang at the gallows
souls.
first,
No,
given how it's
right?
going.
They're gonna find the corpses, be like, this is gonna be fun.
Well,
First, we gotta find the 2 idiots underground, and then we gotta do a jailbreak.
I mean,
Well,
I gave
can't we
them
just pay them
an
bail?
explanation as why
Well,
they're covered in blood.
I don't
given
think you can pay bail for a murderer.
yeah, that's kind of an issue. I wouldn't think that they'd be allowing bail for a murderer.
To be honest, I kind of wanted to like have it that I gave the potion to someone else, and then like use that time that everyone was gone to make more potions.
Alright, so, as we end today's session, for those of you in the stream, those of you who stopped by at least, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed as much as we did. All of our laughs, all of our concerns, and even some of our little episodes of, oh my god, is he going to find me in a barrel? So I really do hope you enjoyed. If you come by again, the next time we should be streaming is just about next Saturday, just about the same time. Behemoth might not be there. I believe he will actually be streaming some Final Fantasy.
Nope.
So if you want to check that, oh no,
No, it's Kingdom Hearts. Kind of makes
Kingdom
sense.
Hearts.
Close enough, though.
It's
Both
close
pretty
enough for government work. Close enough for government work. All right.
Yeah.
But he will be doing some Kingdom Hearts. So stop by if you want to see that. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and if that's it, ciao for now.
Wait, Nerm's not gonna be here next session?
Nope.
Well,
Most
until
likely
then,
not.
Most likely not. There's still some scheduling things out, but there's a big community event next week, and I'm invited to do something there.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll see though. Like the scheduling's not quite out on that one. I have applied for an appointment, like for a scheduling time slot on the 28th, so I could be there for D&D, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Like today's the day the confirmation for the schedule is supposed to come in, and I'll at least notify Grape, and if everything stands, everyone else as well, if I'm gonna be available or not. But yeah.
So, other than that, for the rest of you, not towards the stream, but towards my appointment.
Oh, geez.
I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. For those.
Okay, I'm back for the stream. There was just a small last word for Grape for today, and I would like to thank Sergeant Guppers. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I didn't react immediately. I think it is quite obvious why. And yeah. Speaking of which, first off, D&D is going to be an hour earlier from now on, given that, time changes and everything. The reason why today was kind of a bit out of whack is because the American time system switched to summertime, and the European time system, which I'm part of, didn't. Well, we switch over at another time, so it kind of caused some scheduling confusion, which is why everything was just kind of slapped together and everything seemed very unprepared, and I'm sorry for that. Other than that, next week on the 27th or 28th, I am not quite sure. There will be another announcement, like in the Discord server. I'll probably be saying something during the next week because I'll be most likely streaming more Kingdom Hearts to train up for the upcoming race. But yeah, there's gonna be some content coming up, and I hope that you people are excited for it. I just, for the life of me, can't quite tell you when. I wish I could. But yeah, keep an eye out next weekend. Probably around the like morning time for American viewers, which should correspond to like late afternoon-ish to evening for European viewers. There should be something going on. Keep an eye out on the March Caprice website, because that's the event I'm going to be part of. Let me just... into the page of that thing. To be fair, there's not quite anything here yet, but... This is the web page for... but come on. This is the page of the event that I'm going to be probably a part of. And not only me, but a couple of other streamers as well, as we're going to do something collaborative at that day. It's just a problem of what we are going to do, like when we're going to do it. Like, we know what we're doing. It's just, when are we going to do it? And there's like the slightest bit of scheduling things we need to work out. But it's pretty much set in stone. So, I hope you have fun. Like, I hope you had fun with the session. Anyway. Yeah, that's gonna be hopefully next week. If not, there's gonna be an announcement about it. Other than that, in 2 weeks, most likely, there will be another session of D&D streamed here. And, yeah. Thanks for hanging out. I don't think for today. Because I need a break, and I can't stay around for a raid. I'd feel bad about it if I just raid and ditch. So, have a nice day, evening, night, morning maybe, for everyone who's still hanging out. Bye-bye.